So we're back with the hive that we put a frame of eggs in. This is the frame with the X. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to look through. So what we're going to do, we're just going to move another one of these frames out of the way. I always like to do another check just in case, but I know I've got, well, I believe I've got everything in there. So we'll just move these frames, make enough space to pull out the one that we've put in. So moving them out the way. Now very gently, this should be the frame and it should have queen cells on it. And it does. But they haven't selected that many, surprisingly. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So this is really telling me they have no queen. Just checking the other side before I start taking anything away. We do not shake this frame. Now that we've got queen cells that we actually want to keep, you do not shake this frame. Again, if you haven't seen the other video, I'll put a link up. So we're just going across. Now I'm going to keep one cell, so it will be between these two. I think this one here is no good. You can see here, don't like that one. Let's take that. Don't like that. So it's between these two. Now what I'm going to do for a big hive, because this is a big colony, so I'm going to leave one cell. Usually, if it's a nook or a split, I like to leave two just in case one fails. But being such a big hive, leaving two, there is always the possibility of one of the queens swarming. We've got plenty of time to do this because it's the beginning of summer, drones are still being made, and we've got time to repeat this process if it does fail. So I think out of both of these, I'm going to keep this one here. So we'll take this one out. That's a bit of brood. So we've got one cell. I'm just going to do another check, just moving the bees out of the way. Again with the other side, just in case of anything. That looks good to me. Check all the corners, bottoms. So we've got one cell, we'll put that back very carefully. Now what I am going to be doing is just a safety check, and that's just going through very, very quickly. I know, well, I did check this quite thoroughly. There shouldn't be any other activity. Just a very quick check. And one more at this end. So this is the last of their brood. There's a cup there, but no. So we'll put all those back. And then we'll very gently put back the frame with the cell on. So all right. And that's it. We'll leave this hive now for about, I would give it 3 weeks. That way she has time to hatch, mature, mate, hopefully, come back in, and then it gives her time to lay. We will then go back into this hive and hopefully we've got a mated queen. But again, we're early enough in the summer that if this does fail, we could just repeat the process. So we're back with the hive that we put a frame of eggs in from a different hive. We haven't gone through this. I've left it 3 weeks since the cell was capped. So we're going through together. God, you can tell it's been three weeks. Can't get in. They've really put the propolis around the queen excluder. Oh, that is quite some honey in there. That's my back now shot. Right, girls. We've got a queen. That is fantastic. I don't know if the camera can actually pick that up, but there are eggs, and they're singles as well. So she's laying really nicely in amongst that beautiful pollen. It doesn't matter how many times you get a queen, it's always exciting. Yes, I've got backup hives, I've got other nooks and other queens available, but when it's the original hive and you've been waiting all this time for a queen and you've actually got one that's laying, it's such an amazing feeling. Right. So we're just going to do a very, very quick inspection. And I want to know how long she's been actually laying for. These are all fresh eggs. Oh, there's a little bit of brood here. Okay, so we've got, I would say she's been laying for about 5 days, if that. A little bit of brood, we've got some cups. Now I'm just going to have a look in here. Doesn't mean anything. I'm not concerned. We'll keep going through. Because as you're all aware, if you've watched the other videos, this was one of my best hives. Here we are. No, she's been laying more. Right, we've got capped brood. Actually really good that this has happened, because you can see here, if they're capped like this, she's laying brilliantly. This is all worker brood. If a queen hasn't actually gone out for a proper mating flight, or if there's been a complication, it could be a drone layer. And when there's a drone layer, she can only lay drones. So this is actually really good, really healthy, pearly whites. And she's a well-mated queen. So she's been laying for over a week. Really good. The whole frame is full. Another solid frame. Look at that pollen. It's amazing. Yeah, what did you say? Embroidery? Yeah, it is very much like it. Amazing. Now, it's interesting because they're starting to, well, they have been using this as honey stores, even though they've got an empty super on here. But things go haywire when there's not a queen in. So they start using the cells. But they'll soon move this up or eat it. Look at the pollen. Loads and loads of pollen and honey stores. They will sort this out. Again, another full frame of pollen and honey. Come on, girls, out. Come on. Really, really happy with that. They're back to queen right. I'm going to leave the hive. They'll build up very soon and just leave them to it. And back to our normal hive inspections. If things didn't go to plan and the frame of eggs then didn't develop a queen, or it developed and she never came back, or something happened, you can always do this again. It's a rinse and repeat motion. So if it didn't work, we've still got time, because we're at the beginning of summer, that you could put another frame of eggs in and then repeat the process. And then if it's too late and something else has happened, you can requeen by either merging a hive or just buying a queen, or putting one of your own queens into the hive to make it queen right. So I am very, very pleased that this hive is back to life again. Thanks for watching.